go. I got to lean in.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another recap for the Housewives of Potomac. You know, last week was ladies' night, so tonight it's the fellas' night. Do we still say fellas in 2024? Is that too old?
It's your word, Cortez. You can say whatever you want.
I would say something else, but I don't want to get this channel shut down. But it's that kind of night. That kind of night. What's going on, Danny and Antonio? How y'all doing?
Doing good, Cortez. How you doing?
Hold on, it's a little glitchy, chat, but I'm doing good. Let me know if my thing is acting weird. There was some kind of outage today in the area, so if I'm giving low budget, please let me know, and I will just go to audio. But yeah, but I'm doing good too. I like that shirt, Danny. Antonio, was always good to see you.
It smells like crabs. I had seasoned crabs for dinner today, unlike Sharice's.
Not seasoned crab. I can't eat crab legs all the time, chat. I can't believe they was over there eating Sudden like that. That's crazy. Sudden was all over that little party.
Sutton got more seasoning than them.
I am weak. What's going on with everybody in the chat? Football Cat was here first. Says hello, beautiful people. Thank you. How you doing? Hello, beautiful to you too. Sean is here as always. We love to see
Sean. Hey, Sean.
Amanda K is here.
What's up, Amanda?
Okay. Football Cat says Mia cannot keep track of her lies. Her and Gordon's age. That is very true. We're gonna talk about it tonight. Not gonna lie, this episode was kind of dry, like the crabs that we saw. You know, I haven't been to many crab boils, but when I have been to them, they don't look like that. But hey, you know, I'm used to something a little bit different. So kudos to her. But I feel like for somebody that has an annual event of crab boil, you would think that it would be up to par on a different scale. That's just my opinion. But you know, whatever.
That look like a crab boil they would have like in OC or Beverly Hills or something like that.
Like Nneka or one of them said it like it happened in Connecticut or Maine or somewhere. Like
I think actually it's in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
New Hampshire. You would, you know, honestly, for it to be annual, she's had it many times. You would think that this was the first one. You wouldn't think this is something she's had for years and years to come. So, anywho, I'm gonna go. If you're watching right now, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I think they said that the finale for this is on the 22nd. Is that right?
Oh, so two more episodes then. Okay.
I believe it was the last. I think it's the last Monday of. Shit, I'm sorry, wrong laptop.
Maybe this is the show that ends.
I think it's the 25th of March. So 2 more weeks. We got next week, which is the fight, which makes sense because when we reported the fight, it was literally a week. I mean, they had one more event to film, so it makes a lot of sense. Okay. But yeah, we have 2 more weeks of this, and then we have the reunion, which will probably be 10 parts for no damn reason. But we're gonna be here to review. We're gonna finish the season out. This season, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been so underwhelming. I will say this is. I mean, you all can agree or disagree. This is not square, but this is their worst season to date.
I agree.
Completely.
I agree.
Like no argument. It's the worst. You know what? What's going on, Chase? Chase is in here. My crab. You know what? I actually have been. I didn't go to one of Chase's crab boils, but I've been in the house when he was making crab, boiling a crab. And I would say Chase's crab was not like that. So you're right. I agree with you on that. All right, so let's get into this episode. It wasn't a lot going on, but we're getting ready for Sharice's, aka Donkey Kong's crab boil. And mind you, I'm not calling her that for any reference of her monkey like that. I'm calling her that because she always beating on tables. And if you know Donkey Kong, he's always just so happens she kind of looks like him too. So whatever. That's just my opinion. So we pick up this episode. They are with our, I would say, one of the newer faves of this franchise, Kiana. We know that she is a friend of Wendy's. She has a med spa. And in this whole scene, she's meeting with Wendy and Candiace. They are doing some vaginal like procedure. Was they waxing? Was it waxing?
No, she was having like a laser hair removal.
Oh, laser hair. Okay, yeah. So it was like a hair removal, and she has a whole med spa. I mean, we knew that from earlier when they were meeting with her the first time. It was right down the block from where they were. And so, Wendy talks about her talk show and she's having some issues with getting talent and stuff like that, but she's going to start filming. And if in present time, her talk show is actually doing pretty well. Like, I like the production of it all. And she seems pretty consistent. I was very apprehensive about her doing it, but now seeing it, I think this may be what works for her. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like all the other different endeavors she's embarked on this show. So, good to see that. But in this conversation, Karen talks to them about, them checking on her. We know that she was extremely sick, and in Dominican Republic, she did let it be known that she would have liked for her friends to check on her first. And it's crazy because I forgot to mention this when we talked about it. But remember when they was getting rooms and they showed this clip where Wendy was like, "I'm not rooming with Kiana." I thought that was a little weird. Like,
I didn't.
I didn't. She was sick and she had the boo-boos and stuff. So I wouldn't want to share a room with her either, number one.
And even outside of that, they didn't necessarily have to room with anybody because there was enough rooms to where Ashley and Mia had already said they would share a room. Everybody else could have a room by themselves. And even I remember on the episode when that happened afterwards, Kiana was asking, "Who am I rooming with?" And Wendy was breaking it down to her saying, "You don't have to room with anybody. Just go choose your room because we're all getting our own room. It'll just be like a double room."
So nobody roomed together on this trip?
Only Ashley and Mia did.
Oh, okay. I thought okay. Well, even then, I guess it was just the tone, the way she said it, that I was like,
Gotcha.
I didn't put too much thought into it, to be honest, to be like, oh, it's like they beefing, she's not a good friend. But when they showed the club, I was like, oh, I do remember her saying that. We didn't talk about it. But anyway, she talks about, how they checked on her. And Wendy says it straight to be like, she doesn't want the narrative out there that she doesn't, that she would never check on her. And she basically, they said they were concerned about her. And I mean, they just kind of leave it at that. And so then Kiana talks about Robin and Candiace, and she can see that there's some hurt there. But they talk about Robin's choice of words. We know that she's now saying that what Candiace said online is defamation. And they're like, that's a very strong word, which it is. I mean, it is. And Candy lets us know that she is privy to things said by a blogger, some information which she'll reveal later. But in this moment, she says she's going to leave it at that and she'll talk about it. I'm assuming she's waiting for everybody to be there to talk about it. Because, I mean, this group just will not let these two women, a.k.a. Candiace and Robin, just not talk. Because we're not interested. They are acting like they're interested, but we're just really not interested. I'm laughing at this text message, but I'll go ahead and go to Antonio. What are your thoughts on this? I forgot it's daylight savings, y'all. You can actually see. It's this great. It used to be so dark. Are y'all not happy it's like light outside now?
It is better. I felt a little bad on Sunday with my sleep, but other than that, yeah.
I just went to sleep an hour.
You said what, Danny?
I just want to sleep an hour early last night so I can get my sleep back.
Baby, I'm tired. Okay, I'll get some sleep this weekend. Anyway, Antonio, thoughts?
I thought Kiana. I don't know. To me, she has mentioned the whole Giselle. I love Kiana, but she has mentioned the whole Giselle being the first one to come check on her a couple of times, where I was kind of like, what's going on with that? And it could just be, her wanting someone to say, "Oh, I'm sorry that we didn't check on her." But I just don't think that Candiace and Wendy kind of knew the severity of how she was really, feeling at that time. She was like, she was really, really, really feeling bad. In regards to, I do want to go to her med spot. I want to get the hair from under my arms too. So I said, I'm gonna go to K-Stewart Wellness and Beauty. In reference to the situation of Candiace, something coming up, or the defamation is a very strong word. And it's odd that Robin used that as much stuff as they've thrown around and said about people, things like that. So that was kind of odd to me. But I was looking forward to what Candiace kind of had up her sleeve, because it was like she, had that big joker. She was ready to throw it down on the table when the time was right. So I was really, really, looking forward to that as well. That's about it. I do need to check out Wendy's
I keep meaning
talk show.
I see her clip on Instagram. I think she had Latavia on there. Is when I saw the clip. Was it Latavia or was it Farrah? It was Farrah or Latavia, one of the two. She had on the show.
Okay.
Oh.
That's going to determine which. If it's Octavia, I watch. If it's fair.
That's why I was like, okay, maybe I
can't
won't
remember which one it was, but it was one of the other ones, not
the same, but
right.
Wow.
You know, for me, I'm with Antonio. I don't like Kiana constantly bringing up Giselle, checking on her at first and stuff, making it because the others they did bring her ginger ale. You know, they did check on her and bring her ginger ale. You know, Antonio, you and I were texting last night, and remember we both said Kiana looks like a boss. She carries herself like one.
Yes.
In watching this, you know, I don't know if she was ever in the running to be a housewife, but it's odd that they chose Nneka over her. Yeah. In my opinion, because she seems to fit more of it. She's a friend of the show, and I learned more about her than I know about Nneka being an actual housewife and seeing more of her, what she has going on. You know, the whole Robin defamation thing, it's kind of crazy because for her to say, because what did Candiace lie about? Candiace said you hid your truth and you shared it behind a paywall for something that you get paid to do already. So where's the lie? Defamation has to consist of a lie. So, you know, that's all I got there. It wasn't that. It was nice to see Karen in her element, but it, you know, wasn't that interesting.
Yeah. Conveniently using the word defamation on that side is weird, considering that this woman literally, you know, said that someone dragged her into a room and forced her and closed the door and put padlocks on and stuff like that. I mean, so that's crazy that she would use that term. If she doesn't think what Giselle did is defamation, I think Robin needs to really learn what the meaning of defamation is. Pick up a book or something and figure, because that doesn't make any sense to me. But in the next scene, it was just really quickly. I mean, Grace is going to college. We know this is Giselle's only storyline. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not that interested. Grace is a beautiful young lady. Glad she's going to college. But why I'm not interested is because when I see storylines like this, I like there to be a balance. I like to see drama. I like to see some intense moments, and I like to see, you know, to balance it out with stuff like this, like Grace going to college. This season has been so damn boring that there is no balance. So honestly, I'm bored watching the scene before. I'm bored watching the scene afterwards. And unfortunately, I'm bored seeing Grace go to college. So that's my thoughts. Any thoughts on this scene? It was a great little montage of moments. She has grown a lot, you know. I'm just not interested.
Only thing I got is that her sisters, it was nice to see her hugging her sisters. You could tell they was gonna miss her. But other than that, if this was ever a time for Giselle to show that she's a humanist, let us see her cry. This is it, and she missed another opportunity.
Well, that's because she's not human. She's a raggedy
ragamuffin.
Hello, Jasmine.
But no, I think Giselle. I like her G-Wagon. I like Giselle's G-Wagon. It was good to kind of see Grace with the sisters, because they're very close in age, so like a year apart. So you know that they're gonna miss each other. And it was one of the twins was like, "Are we still gonna have like our weekly prayer calls or whatever?" I thought that was so churchy. Beyonce church girl popped in my head because I know Grace down there at FAMU tearing it down at the campus parties and stuff. So
being the same girl her mother was.
But yeah, but I just think that I just think that with Giselle, I agree with it. It's not been any balance. Giselle, I think it's too busy trying to produce as opposed to actually cultivating and giving us a good, you know, storyline within the group. And then, you know, let us kind of hate you a little bit within the group because you're doing some old messed up stuff. And then we can see that softer side of you with your daughters. But now all we're seeing is you trying to these failed attempts at producing. And then we're seeing the softer side of you with your daughter. So it's just boring with some additional boring. We don't want it.
Sorry, but I'm really happy for Grace. And the crazy part about all this, if they are highlighting this, aren't the twins aren't they only 1 year apart from Grace?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the twins will be like next year.
So they're going this year?
We gotta see it.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're only 1 year for sure apart. Yeah.
We gotta see this again.
Oh.
Oh God,
because that means the twins. If they were right behind each other in grades, as long as the twins weren't born like birthdays weren't late, that means that they would be in their senior year right now.
Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah. Well, hopefully she'll just send them on off. He won't be a whole thing because we don't
need to see it again.
We don't. Grace is her firstborn. I get it, but these twins, just do this. Oh. But yes. All right. So we move to the next scene. With Cherise at her home, and they talk about Cherise. I guess Cherise is offered a vaginal massage. I'm like, oh my gosh. And they talk about that. That's exactly what I said. Like, oh my gosh. And then there's they talk about the trip because Cherise wasn't there. I found it kind of odd that Cherise was not there. I really want to know why was she not there? Because obviously the official friend of the show is Kiana, who should have actually been in the place of Nneka, because the more and more I see Kiana, I don't know why they chose Nneka. I don't know why.
I know why. We know why they chose her, but
why? Because of the drama with her?
Because they wanted somebody to go against Wendy or whatever. That's what I feel. That's the only reason why Nneka is there. I feel like that drama with Wendy, they thought, okay, they got a for sure ticket for some.
They thought we just don't care about a shrine. Oh, exactly. That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, we did. So y'all failed. Get it together. Whoever in production in that damn back room, get it together. Okay. If you really want some good drama, put Antonio or Sammy on y'all show. If you watch the Traders video, they know how to keep it up.
Put any of us on the lean.
No, really.
Any of y'all, for sure.
But anybody from the lean on one of them shows, we're going to give you a show.
It's going to be a show, baby.
So to finish the scene, she does announce. So she talk about the trip. Of course, Cherise bring up Karen and her workout and her wanting to work out with the guy Vernon. Cherise makes a comment insinuating that she knows why Karen wants to work out with this man. And she announces that she's going to have an annual crab boil, which didn't seem annual because it seemed like it was the first one. She says she's going to invite Jacqueline because she says she cares for her and she's friends with her. And she questions whether or not should she invite Candiace and Karen. She kind of was asking, kind of Robin and Giselle, like, should I invite Candiace? Should I invite Karen or whatever? I'm sorry, should I invite Candiace? And then they basically ask about Karen. She's just like, honestly, I don't have an issue with Karen. She has an issue with me. And I'm like, okay. So any thoughts on this? Visiting Cherise, her shade at Karen, her being friends with Jacqueline, because if you go back to last year, if you kind of follow these ladies, Jacqueline had become really close with Candiace. She was at her Christmas party, her birthday party last year. I remember seeing that. And Cherise has always been pretty much okay with Candiace since she told her she was geriatric granny back in like season 3.
Season 3, yeah.
3.
So what did y'all think hearing that she was going to invite Jacqueline? Like Cherise, who ain't really been present at all, is having an event of crabs and she's inviting Jacqueline.
I thought it was. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I was happy. I was like, oh, towards the end, and we finally gonna get a good episode. I was like, you
thought that was gonna be good.
I thought it was
with Jacqueline
and Mia. Yeah, I was interested in that, especially with what Mia had revealed at the sexual assault thing. I was like, maybe we're gonna see an argument with them because of that or whatever. But I definitely was here. I mean, nothing else would have been able, if they had a good moment, nothing else this season would have been able to touch it so far.
Yeah.
But only thing that I really want to say is I am sick of Cherise saying that it's Karen who has a problem with her. I don't have one with Karen. Yes, the hell you do. Yes, the hell you do. That's why Karen don't like you, because of your problem with her. You guys have always been like oil and water, don't mix. Don't put it all on Karen.
Well, and every time they mention Karen, she has a comment to follow up. Like she never.
Yep.
That's how you know that clearly she has a problem. I mean, I get it. We all throw shade, but I mean, her shade be coming. Like it's always like she's just like she has some in the chamber for Karen. Every time, and they know it. That's why they do it. That's why Giselle and Robin do it, because they know that Karen gonna say something. They hoping that she just go ahead and just unload that gun and be like, well, I know that Karen was blah blah blah, because I feel like that's what Cherise wants. But I think Karen is clearly not gonna film with Cherise. She's not gonna work with her, and it's showing. Antonio?
I don't blame her. Charisse has been thirsty for a moment with Karen for many seasons, and Karen kind of gave her one last season in Mexico, and then at the reunion, Karen kind of shut it down. Like she wasn't going back and forth with her. And I agree. I'm not going to go back and forth with someone that's on this platform, yes, but you're not on the same pay grade as me, so I'm not even gonna, I'm not gonna do that with you. I was surprised to see that Robin. I like the decorations in Robin's house. Like I like the neutral colors. I thought it looked really, really good on camera. They was at Robin's house when they were filming that little scene.
I didn't know where they were. I just saw Charisse Giselle in there because I was making my salmon. So I didn't know what was happening. I just knew I was watching the episode. So
yeah. So they were at Robin's. Yeah, they were at Robin's.
Well, I mean, she's selling those hats. Somebody's buying those hats. Yeah,
they found her some good stuff at Home Goods, and I appreciate it. Home Goods is a good store. So I thought that was good, and I agree. I don't, Charisse. I don't. I did the whole situation with Jacqueline. I don't know what Charisse thought. I personally, in my mind, I'm thinking that she thought that this would be a good moment for TV. Is like, oh, look what the real Grand Dame was able to do. Was able to bring these two girls in that don't talk and were friends for 30 years, and I can get them back together. That was my mindset of how she was possibly thinking about that. But I don't need to see Charisse. I know we'll see her more probably this season, but I'll need to see her again after this season. That's money that they can give the other housewives, and maybe they'll do a little better with, their stories and giving us a good show. But don't pay Charisse.
He's so thirsty. I bet she's there for free.
She, of course. Did you want to add anything? You already went. I can't remember you went.
I'm good.
All right. We still see with Nneka and Ike as her husband. Not a lot there. We know that she, outside of beefing with Wendy and up under the Green Eye Bandit's booty hole and all these things, she is trying to have a child. That's her side storyline. So they're working on that. We saw them, have a couple of doctor visits earlier. And so that's kind of where they're going with that. Any comments on this, on Nneka's journey of having a child?
I hope it works out for her, for sure.
I do too. I really do. Because I want her to go on permanent maternity leave from Potomac and never come back.
Exactly.
All right. So then we see a scene with Giselle and Karen. So Giselle comes over to Karen's house, and this scene was kind of like, I guess it was kind of cute a little bit of it because Giselle and Karen, they've been there from the very beginning, from little mirrors. Was it the mirror when she was she gave her the mirror. All that. And just seeing this is like, oh my God, it's been 8 years. These women clearly, although I don't like Giselle, I mean, she clearly is pivotal in the success of this show. And so they catch up. They talk about Grace going to college. Giselle says that Karen's been very supportive because she had her daughter go to college, which I think we saw Raven go to college on this show as well. I can't remember what season, but it was a while ago. Giselle wants Karen to come to Charisse's party. And I'm like, see, now you clearly trying to start some mess. So this is, I feel, would have been like, this is when I heard her say, okay, come, I wanted her to go for the drama. Hearing Jacqueline gonna be there and Mia gonna be there, it didn't set me off for drama because Jacqueline is honestly very timid. And I don't think she could, even though Mia's not that smart, I don't think she would ever be able to seal Mia, in a way that we want. It wouldn't be a good fight. I'd rather see Charisse and Karen beat on tables. Personally. So she wants her to come. Karen is like, she's not sure. And then she tells her that Jacqueline is coming. And we find out that Jacqueline is also friends with Karen. That like they're cool. So apparently Jacqueline is friends with everybody in the group but Mia. And that's usually how that works. When somebody really wants to get back in the group, they'll befriend everybody around you. Not saying that's what Jacqueline did, but we call them kind of people.
That's what Jacqueline did.
We call them kind of people the ops. Like that's a little fishy, but hey, it works for her. She's still well in the group by that within that way. And Giselle is just like pleading and begging for Karen to come. But Karen is like, no, she's not gonna come. Any thoughts on this scene, Antonio?
For me, I felt like this was a moment in which Giselle was attempting to like produce another scene. Hence, Nneka showing up with the sash and the crown on, and her saying Sheree's, the true grand dame, so on and so forth. I think that's what this was. But outside of that, I think I think Karen kind of saw right through it and was like, nah, I'm good, we good, that's it. And she didn't really have a lot to say, and she didn't have anything to really give. I think Karen does play. She's wanted to meet the smartest players kind of on the show, because she literally, even she'll go at it with Robin. I think if she needed to pull Robin to the side and have a one-on-one, Robin would still have a one-on-one with her. Mia would still have a one-on-one with her. Like, she still, even though she goes at it with people, she'll still put herself in a situation to where she can come back around to them and kind of have those moments if she needs to. So Karen, she kind of did it for me this season. So,
but it's funny because Giselle almost had her when she said Jacqueline was coming. Karen almost said, "I'm gonna come." She wanted to see the mess. They almost
she did. Because I think somebody said this is good. Somebody like this is good. I think was it
Giselle said this gonna be good. And Karen said this could be bad.
Yeah. I think she wanted to be there for that too, honestly. But then, honestly, it's Sheree's house, so why would you want to be in Sheree's house?
I'm not gonna go to nobody's house I don't like. I don't care.
That's very true. I mean, I can see if it was another kind of event, maybe, but the fact that it's in your house, I do not want to be in your space, and I don't like you. Like, ew,
like Wendy didn't go to Nneka.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing. Wendy not going to Nneka's house. It's the same thing, and I think it would have been different had it been somewhere else. But I mean, again, like I said weeks ago, who wants to go to somebody's house to unpack boxes? I mean, friends or not, what is that? That's not fun. So no, I wouldn't want to do it either. All right. So then we get to the actual crab boil and the crab party, whatever you want to call it. I think, is Antonio frozen for you? Or was it just me?
He frozen. Looking down.
Yeah, he is. This frozen. Oh, well, damn. I guess he didn't want to go to Nneka's house either, or Sheree's house. No,
he gotta wait for them crabs.
All right, so we get to the crab party, which is hosted by Shere. I think Antonio will be back once he gets figured out. And they kind of questioned why Karen didn't want to come, because Karen said that she was allergic to crab, but she came to one of the previous crab board parties, so they're like, she's a liar. Wendy's not there. She has an event. Was it an event or she had a filming or something? I think I missed that part. Do you remember what it was?
No.
It was something else. She didn't come for no other reasons. She couldn't be there. And then Robin is there. Candiace arrives. She's at the door trying to get in. Robin is going to the door, but I think once she realizes that it's Candiace, she's like, I'm not getting the door for her. So she walks back up and just leaves it at that. Jacqueline makes a grand entrance. She's so excited. She walks in, and within 2 seconds of stepping in the door, she's already talking about Mia. Like, it's just like at this point, I'm like, God damn, could you just
like
sit down for seconds? Like, you're already talking about her. Like, I get it. Maybe what you're saying is valid, but Jesus, could you? It's just crazy. I don't know. So she tells everybody that, I guess because Giselle was poking, she tells everybody that they were good, which I do remember seeing a post from Mia. I feel like within the last year of them being a picture of them together, she was like something basically like showing that they were like back acquainted. So maybe this was that period, or maybe this was after this talk. I don't know. But she says that they were good, but they aren't now. Giselle quickly throws in the whole comment about her having sex with a rapper. And, Jacqueline's like, what is that about? So then we see the lamest of lame, Nneka, arrive with her crown that she was given as Miss Grand Dame in the Dominican Republic. And I said, if it was not lame then, it is definitely lame now. I didn't find it to be cute. And it's not because I don't really like her. Just I'm just like, girl, like, ew. Like, what are you trying to do? But she wore her little crown.
Oh. That was me when she
basically, when I saw that crown, I just said,
because she actually took it home with her, because I would have left that in the Dominican Republic.
Girl, that's crazy. But listen, I'm glad she has some kind of claim to something, whatever. So then after that, Mia arrives. And when Mia arrives, Jacqueline went from talking smack it's like she was starting to crumble, like she just started to fold and really quickly, like a little rabbit. I'm like, girl, you talking all this stuff. Like, I understand when somebody comes in, but if someone makes you uncomfortable when you come into the room and you've been talking about them, girl, get out of here. You are weak. You are whack. I'm just saying, like, that's not big D energy. And the way she was talking earlier, you would have thought that she was gonna walk in and be like, "What's up, Mia?" But she walked in, Candiace on the side trying to gas her. Candiace is being messy, like, girl, look at her, girl. Because everybody knows that clearly Mia makes Jacqueline uncomfortable. I mean, clearly. Mia walked in, she wasn't even worried. She looked at it and was like, oh, hey. And that's what I feel like that's kind of energy you should always have. Like, don't be a Jacqueline. Don't be a Mia either, because she lies, but definitely don't be a Jacqueline in this situation. But Mia is not bothered by their friendships, and the ladies kind of send them to the champagne room to have a conversation. So I'll stop there and get you guys' thoughts on anything that happened from the beginning of the party. Candiace arriving, and Rob and I want to answer the door. Jacqueline, Nneka and her crown. Any thoughts on any of this scene?
I don't have anything for this. I got something for Mia and Jacqueline actually talking.
I think the thing because here's the thing. I get it that Robin, but it's like you can't even open up the door for the girl and say hello. Like, that to me it's like crazy. And you walk around this lady house with your dirty feet all out on the floor, just looking just trashy and dirty. So that was odd. What's her name? Jacqueline did come in. She looked cute, thrifty but cute. She immediately, and I hope that Mia watched last night's episode and saw how Giselle and her friends immediately kind of started going in on her, like, oh, I thought you was gonna say something about her, messing with the rapper and so on and so forth. I hope that she watched it and was like, dang, these girls really don't, F with me like that, when I'm not around. So I hope that she did. Mia, though, is so kind of, I don't know, dingy. She probably don't care. I think Mia just happy to be there. She's happy to be getting her paycheck and so on and so forth. I do like how Mia walked in, though, and I like you said that, says, like, even though Mia be lying, but she, like, walked in with such an unbothered spirit and just kind of like she owned the room when she walked in, because it was like everybody was waiting on Mia to get there and how was she going to react. And she gave Jacqueline a big old, hey, how are you? And Jacqueline was so like,
right. She was, baby, she just sat in that chair. She looked like one of them crabs, just folded up, child. She didn't know what to do.
She got about as much seasoning as them crabs did, too.
And Nneka, she just looked so lame. And clearly, also, when she was there getting her makeup done, they didn't get finished. I guess they seen it rain and was like, girl, we don't need to finish your makeup. Just go ahead and throw a little something on your lips.
They said, put the crown on. That'll be your glam.
Put the crown on. That's your glam. And the sash. And there was no wrinkle or anything like that inside. So she had folded that thing up and made sure that there was no wrinkles on her. And walked in there like she was doing something. I'm glad Sharice was like, girl, it's like it came from Party City. So I thought that was, I'm glad I give Sharice that, because I needed somebody that kind of knocked Nneka down a couple of notches. Candiace was so uncomfortable, though, initially, because the ladies that was walking in was just people that she don't mess with. So it was just kind of like, Lord, would somebody please walk in? And I was wondering where Wendy was, but then I realized, okay, she was in LA getting her award or whatever. So yeah,
I did have one thing. Either Sharice floor dirty as hell, or Robin already came in with dirty feet.
Robin came with dirty feet, and
it was raining too. So
and then they got wet. And
he drove the car with her feet.
I don't know, honey. I don't know. I'll just watch the show. I
think she came with dirty feet. I think the rain kind of washed it off, but her feet was a little damp. But Sharice's floor was also dirty, so it added more dirt to her being damp feet, and it kind of stuck. So that's what I think. And she was walking on that lady like light colored rug and everything, like with her
feet folded up on a chair under her lap.
Dusty foot trick.
All right, so I will say this too: the same energy they had in trying to, reconcile Mia and Jacqueline should have been put into their own friendships and groups. I mean, yes, it's 30 years of friendships, but why are y'all so invested? And y'all don't care about
y'all don't even know them like that.
Right, y'all don't care about either of these women. So Giselle and everybody at the table, oh, go to the champagne room. Girl, shut up. Like, stop it. This is stupid. I almost punched. I got mad. Because it was just so fake to me. Y'all don't care. They don't care. It was lame to me. But they do go down to the champagne room. I was surprised that they just did it so fast. I mean, Mia didn't even come in and she couldn't even have a seat. She just came in with her big old feet and was just like, go downstairs with Jacqueline. So she went downstairs with Jacqueline. And you know, Mia just basically leads by saying that she was going through some things. And you know, Jacqueline says that she could have, you know, expressed that. It's a valid saying. But Mia says the comment started, or it really bothered her that she said she needed more ick. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacqueline said, I was just joking. I need more too. And I'm like, girl, me too, girls. Too. Everybody in this clip, everybody on the things, I don't know about everybody, but in the show said they needed more. Antonio said he don't need more. Okay. And so then, you know, they talk about Gordon, and it gets a little foggy right here because she makes a comment about Gordon being a 65-year-old man, and Jacqueline's like, he's 72, Mia. And Mia's like, no, girl, he just, I don't know. And I just fell out because I was just like, this is ridiculous. This woman is just, she don't even know nothing. She just be lying. But I actually hollered when she said, he just old. Like, she don't even know his, you know what? She don't know her age. So I wouldn't expect her to know his age.
Exactly.
I would be so foolish to think that she would know his age. But yes, she did not know his age. Jacqueline knew, which makes me think, did they have something going on? They probably did. But I think Jacqueline is just clearly more down to earth than Mia in her little fantasy world. So she probably knows these things, right? So then it gets to the point, and Jacqueline says the issue stems from their childhood. And I don't know if I missed this episode or this piece, but I don't know exactly what happened, but it seems to be there was some trauma. Did she explain what happened on the episode?
That sexual assault when she went to the bathroom crying as she went in there, and it was Mia.
That's what I assumed. I just didn't know.
It was Jacqueline's boyfriend.
Jacqueline's boyfriend at the time, yeah.
Okay, so from that, you know,
Jacqueline left her wherever they were. Jacqueline had left, and that's how. And then the dude, I guess, attacked or sexually assaulted Mia. So she blamed Jacqueline for that. Allegedly.
Okay. Yeah. So allegedly, no, I would never tell a person that something that didn't happen to them, but coming from Mia, you know, you just don't know.
Well, I gotta read. I got something to say for you. It ain't that enough, but
but I didn't know that happened. I'm not gonna, y'all just probably found out that I did not watch that episode. Yes, I did skip it. That's how bad this season has been, because I've been able to skip an episode and proceed like y'all would never know. And so, you know, Jacqueline said she didn't. So Jacqueline said she didn't know initially. She found out later, you know. And so basically, Mia just says that she's been holding all of that, and Jacqueline basically says that she has been allowing Mia to do a lot of things to her because she felt guilty for it. So I mean, it was a good little, I guess, conversation. I do feel like it was a little set up, especially for her to just get there and them go back into there. I mean, I'm talking about the entire thing, from having Jacqueline there, from having the scenes about, oh my God, y'all, Jacqueline's coming. They all knew damn well that they didn't want drama, because if they wanted drama, they wouldn't have prompted the whole conversation with them going down to the cellar and the champagne room to have a conversation. So I feel like it was a little fake. But any thoughts on this scene, Denny?
So the piece that was said last night that makes me question whether it's true or whether Jacqueline is just a bad friend is that Jacqueline said, I found out 2 years after it happened. So if you found out 2 years after it happened, why didn't you talk to your friend and say, I just found this out? Wouldn't Mia have known back then that you just found it out 2 years later? Like, that's the part that's not clicking to me. So you found out and just never said nothing to Mia. Mia never said, I don't know. It's not adding up to me. And then with Mia involved, it's just all the more, you know. But I just can't see somebody that I grew up with as a kid, because, you know, first Mia was in foster home, then she lived with Jacqueline, then she got an inheritance. You know, we don't know what's going on, but Mia, you know, they're close. I found out that this happened to you 2 years ago by my boyfriend at the time, and I don't say nothing to you about it and say, are you, you know, like, let's talk about this. It doesn't add up to me. I'm sorry.
I concur.
Yeah. and if and I could have been just maybe adding my own thoughts into it, but I thought when they had that episode where Karen hosted the luncheon, I thought it was a situation to where it was like the people around me, everybody knew, including Jacqueline, because I thought it was more than just a potential sexual assault. I thought he had beat her up, like it was that type of violence as well. So that's why I thought Jacqueline immediately. No, I didn't know it was supposedly 2 years later. That was to me
fishy.
I get why that would be fishy, because even I was thinking that, like, oh, I thought it was an immediate type of situation to where people knew what happened to her and she immediately blamed, Jacqueline for it. Also, something kind of struck me where Jacqueline was like, well, I feel like because of the situation, that's why you so mean to me. And I remember Mia saying on that episode that she feels like that's why she's mean to Jacqueline, because she blames Jacqueline for that. So I don't put anything honestly past Mia or any of them trying to set something up. I don't know what was going on there. And I would think that Gordon would be about 72 now, because I remember when Mia first joined, she said he was 68, and this is like her 4th season, I think, right? Or 3rd. So he should be somewhere around that. And I think with that, I do think it's possible that Mia really don't know how old that man is, but she just knows that he's a lot older than her. So I'm sure she being authentic there. Like, I don't really know how old he is. I just know he old.
That's the first thing I believe from her, that she really don't know.
Yeah, she don't know. She did not know. I'm glad she just said, I don't know. I mean, it didn't make her look any better, but she didn't know. She didn't know her own name. Mia is just on the spiritual journey, and she's still flying coach. Okay.
Now she's flying on a buddy pass.
She's still flying buddy pass because she just coasting this thing called life. And I can be mad because she don't take anything too serious. It's so weird, but I just, I don't know. I just never seen somebody in front of me just be so woo. That's what I feel like. When I see me, I just see woo.
And that lies so much, but I still like her. And I
don't mind her. And like I said, meeting her, she is a fun time. Like she is on the show.
I can believe it. I'm sure she is.
This season, I like her more than I ever did.
This season gotta be bad if we over here just be like, oh, we love Mia.
Even though we know she lie a lot and don't tell all the stories. It's like,
without her lies, we'd be even more bored this season.
Yeah, that's true.
Her lie needed to see next to Andy. On the other side, her lies.
Nicole and the Haitian Empress in here going in on Nneka makeup. Yes, child. Jasmine, who's our other panelist on this panel, she has been saying it since episode 1 that Nneka's foundation and whatever has been off. I don't comment because I don't know much about makeup. I am a male, but Jasmine said it. Nicole in the comments said it. Haitian Empress said it.
I don't wear makeup either, but I do got 2 eyes and I can see that makeup.
Okay, I still can see
what eyes. 20 vision over here.
Maybe she got it together for the reunion, and maybe if she comes back next season, she'll get it right. I hope she don't come back next season.
We're not even gonna speak that. We don't even want her back. Take Ashley with her.
All right, so let's talk about this last scene. This is why I call Sharice Donkey Kong. Like I said, it's not in reference to a monkey. If you know Donkey Kong from Nintendo 64, they always beating on something. And it's just crazy that they sit on the show because Sharice is always just beating on stuff. It's crazy out here, right? So she brings up the conversation. She brings up the whole thing about Robin and Candiace. And she says that, it's bothering her. And she realized that they didn't speak when they came in, as if she don't know all the tea. So Candiace takes the lead and says that she is privy to information that Candiace shared, speaking to specifically a text message of their conversation from a blogger. Sent the conversation between her and Robin to a blogger. And, I'll stop right here. I've gotten a couple of text messages today. I am not that blogger. I know who that blogger is. And it was not me. And I will say also, when I talk to Candiace, we don't even talk about Potomac at all. Like literally, that's just not, I don't care about that. I talk about enough with y'all. So it ain't me. Those keep asking, it was not me. And I think you'll find out at the reunion, actually. I think at the reunion, it is revealed who it is. I don't want to spoil it. We'll go from there. And so we see an audio of this guy talking to Candiace. Candiace basically says there is somebody that, you know, sends her information when she wants to know things. That's also not me. And Robin owns up to it. Robin basically says that, you know, she was basically sending a text message to explain why they're no longer friends. And if you watch what's happening live, Robin speaks to it, saying that basically the blogger was mutually liked Candiace and Robin, and basically was trying to figure out what was going on. That's how you know it's not me, because you
definitely
know,
not true.
Never liked Robin.
Yeah, for sure.
That clears my name completely. And so then Charisse, in this moment, she sides with Robin. She feels like, you know, Candiace was going around and being all crazy on social media. I'm like, oh Lord, Charisse. And Mia makes a side comment that Candiace went into the vault, aka that she went so low to get this information or whatever. But they have a little side conversation, and Charisse just starts banging on the table. It's enough. I'm tired of this. Stop it. And I'm just looking. I'm not gonna lie, looking at her and how they were looking at her, I was like, Charisse, you look absolutely ridiculous. Like,
she does.
Well, one, you actually started this argument because you brought it up. Let's start there. You are the one that brought it up. And she's banging on the table. She, you know, I put cringe. She storms out of her own house after, you know, that's what she was doing. And Candiace cries. Nneka consoles her. And this basically says, like, you've had this conversation many times. It doesn't go anywhere. And, you know, the ladies kind of in there. You know, Charisse does come back to the table, and and she kind of, you know, it's like apologizes, but everybody's looking at her crazy because she just, again, is beating on the table. So I'll get y'all thoughts on this in regards to the drama between Robin and Mia. I'm sorry, Robin and Candiace. Candiace revealing that, you know, text messages were shared and having a friend that I guess sends her information. Charisse siding with Robin, and just Charisse having a big explosive meltdown. I guess what she was trying to give was that y'all two are my friends. Can y'all stop and make it work? But clearly she's chosen a side. I'll say that.
Yeah.
She's chosen a side. And so I'll start with you, Antonio. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think once you've chosen a side, there's no way that you can really be unbiased in the situation and actually hear out both parties. So, she kind of asked for that situation to happen. What makes you think that Robin would want to talk to Candiace when Robin couldn't even open up the door for the girl? The girl standing outside in the pouring rain trying to get in the house, and, you know, so why would you even think that that would be okay? Another thing for me was when I was watching it live last night, and when Candiace first started talking, I was like, the words on the screen aren't matching the mouth that's moving. So I was like, maybe it's my TV. So I watched it again on. I watched it on Peacock. And I didn't watch it, and this was last night when I watched it on my Sling app. And then today when I watched it on Peacock, it was the same thing. I said, okay, so Candiace was saying something completely different than what was actually coming through, you know, what they played. I feel like she may have revealed
the name or information, because that voice, they clearly made that voice
distorted it,
different, because they couldn't reveal who it was. So I think that whole, because I thought my Wi-Fi was going out. I was like, what the hell? So I just was like, well, I can at least hear it. But I did think that. That's crazy. I'm glad you caught that. I thought I was going crazy.
I was like, yeah. But then when I seen it again today on the actual Peacock app, I said, oh, so they did mean to where the words didn't match up with her voice or whatever. And, you know, it makes me now look at Robin a little sideways. Like, you know, I remember season 5 when they were talking about, you know, Monique sending stuff to the blogs or paying blogs or whatever. I'm like, okay, Robin, are you taking some of your hat money or some of Juan's severance package? And are you paying certain blogs to post, you know, about certain people? I guess, you know, I feel like if you do it once, then, you know, you'll do it anytime, because clearly you have some type of a personal relationship, you know, with this person. This wasn't just a random person. And even if it's not this person that she could be feeding stuff to, it could be, you know, any blog out there. So I'm still looking at Robin with the side eye for actually doing that. And I felt like she's probably done it more. I'm glad Candiace was like, you know what, let me go ahead and get up and leave. And I know she gets so emotional. And when Nneka was like, I don't want you crying, and Candiace was like, that's just kind of what I do. that made me laugh a little bit. But when she went ahead and got her Saint Laurent bag and left out the door, I was like, okay, good. And everybody looking at Sharice like, and even Giselle was like, oh, she's drunk. She is drunk.
Yeah.
It's like, why you beating on this table like this when you the one that started it? Like, you wanted a moment, and here it is. So don't beat on your table now to make everyone else feel uncomfortable. And I think she hurt Jacqueline's finger or something like that, because Jacqueline's like, yeah, my finger's hurting. So I hope Jacqueline sues her.
With that finger up and down, baby.
No.
Jacqueline was like, my finger's hurting.
So first thing I noticed was that whatever deodorant Sharice is wearing, they need to give her an endorsement. It's the first season she ain't been sweaty. Let's just start there.
She got on Sheila wig in that confessional though.
Yeah, but that was a bad wig. That's like that Sheila wig.
Sharice.
That little curly. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That confessional was not filmed at the studio. That was in her house somewhere on the white wall. That was not in the studio. I said, look at Sharice. She's trying to redeem herself.
That wig has been all around every season of Potomac. I don't know if it's a hot potato wig or what. You just when it's your turn, you gotta wear it. But for me, the whole thing, I'm actually tired of hearing about the Candiace and Robin drama. I'm upset that we still have to get more into it at the reunion. And I think it was Sammy who was texting us today and said that it was hypocritical of Robin to share texts, because didn't she have an issue with Monique sharing texts before? Yeah. Now, what I will say is this. Robin has every right to be upset with Candiace. Yeah. But I'm on Candiace's side. I don't really care about Robin. I'm still on Candiace's side. I don't like Robin. I never will, so I can admit my bias here. I'm on Candiace's side. And Sharice banging on the table when you started this mess and it didn't get produced the way it didn't happen the way you wanted it to. Like, it was actually kind of stupid. I was pissed off that I was looking forward to this scene all week because they hyped it up in the preview, and the preview was better than the actual moment.
It looked like from the preview she was coming at Robin.
Yeah. So it was such a.
I would have rather it been her coming at somebody, whether it was either her or her, versus just beating on the table, telling them to stop. Because it's like, girl, what? Stop. Why? We filming, girl. Keep going.
And I'm mad Candiace apologized for acting up in her house. No, Candiace, she caused that moment.
She did.
Cuss her dry wig out and then leave.
I'm curious where Candiace and Sharice will stand moving forward, just seeing, after seeing how she, I guess kind of took to Robin's side, because in the kitchen, Candiace kept saying like, she apologized, she's talking to Nneka, and then she was just like, y'all need to go tell her she's wrong. Like she was wanting somebody to be on her side about it, but nobody was there. I mean, think about it. Yeah. Everybody else is outside of Kiana. Those ain't her girls like that. Her girl. Well, Karen wasn't there. Wendy wasn't there. So it's like, of course they weren't going to say.
Hopefully we don't see how it affects their relationship, because hopefully we won't see Sharice next season.
We won't see Sharice at the reunion. She won't be at the reunions. I know that for a fact.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And did y'all notice though when Candiace had kind of started, kind of telling, it's like Ashley and just immediately started kind of, and I'm like, shut up! Like, y'all say y'all want them to talk. Let the girls say what it is that they have to say. Ashley, you don't have to jump in. You are so mute when it comes to Michael and him turning his camera off, or his money and that divorce. But then you got so much to say, about this situation between Candiace and Robin. Like, be quiet. That's why I want Ashley gone. Like, even if Nneka stays, Ashley has to go.
The people are
somebody else. Two people got to go.
Ashley always tries to get a word though, and she always tries to get a word, especially in this whole thing. I really wish she would again figure out house safety for those kids in that house, because
the way they was climbing up on the counters, jumping off the cabinets. Yes, for sure.
That it was the whole Circus du Soleil in her house, and I have not forgotten that scene. But I do love me some Sheila, and because of that, that's the only reason why I'm rocking with that family at some point. Any final thoughts on this before we move to our callers?
Yes, I was highly upset that at the end, the preview didn't say, and next week on the season finale. I was very upset. I did not hear that.
We got two more.
Oh my
It's gonna say
God.
next week. Y'all know the fight is next week. I
It's
mean,
gonna come
I
out
know
at the end.
which is I'm actually worried because the last time there was a fight on this cast, I wanted to close my YouTube channel down because I was sick of all of it. But I think this is
This one's not gonna have that effect.
Yeah, well, first of all, we ain't gonna see all of it. We're gonna see tits and bits of it. We're not gonna see.
Yeah,
The
I
whole
don't think they're gonna actually show
And then
it. So,
the people that are fighting, unfortunately, they like D and Z list. Kiana is D, and what's her name? Sesame Street is Z.
S is S list. S list.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's gonna be next week's episode. We'll see. I did hear that they did get some kind of footage, but it was not that. Like I said again, fights do bring people to shows. So hopefully we don't get like an overbearing amount of new viewers that are just coming from Love and Hip Hop and baddies and stuff like that.
Like Chase said in the comments, that fight is how you got me and him over to the lean.
That is true. I mean, yeah, that's true. Well, actually, the fight is really how I got Sammy here. I mean, me and Sammy was fighting too, but we figured it out. We made it work.
He was doing this to you.
Yeah, he was doing this, and I was like, All right, y'all. Well, listen, we're gonna go ahead and let some of our callers on. We have again 2 more shows of this. I'm sorry, actually, probably 5 because we have 2 more episodes, and then we have, I'm sure, a 3-part reunion. Married to Medicine. On Tuesdays, they are in their second part of the reunion. It was really good from what I saw. And next week is the last one for that. And then this is Beverly Hills is last week. So Wednesday is the last one for Beverly Hills this season. And of course, Miami ended last week too. So we're coming to the end of this crazy Christmas in Bravo, as I called it. It's been a crazy season. And New Jersey's coming up. That's going to be the only show that we review this summer. Until next fall, we want a little break, and you'll be able to actually see everybody from the lean on that cast as we have our returning panelists, but we'll have a rotating chair of panelists that for those that want to be on it. So look forward to that. Hit the like button. I noticed one thing that there's 131 of y'all up in here, but 60 of y'all are on Twitter right now, and that's actually really good because I mean Twitter is like really big. And since we started going live on Twitter, it's been like a steady climb. But y'all showing out. It's just as many as y'all up in here as it is YouTube. So kudos to y'all from watching from Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, and Instagram when we're doing it too. All right, y'all. So our first caller for today is going to be Tawana. Hey, Tawana, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Tawana.
Yeah.
I've been fine. So I just want to say I rate this episode about a 5. It was kind of boring. And I do agree with what you guys were saying about Kiana should have been full-time instead of Nneka. Because we've actually seen more of Kiana than we've seen of Nneka. Like, we actually got to see Kiana at work. Nneka is a lawyer, and we haven't seen her all season. Like, we haven't seen her go to an office or read like a case file or anything. And she's like a main housewife, so I don't understand that. And I feel like Nneka's marriage is kind of giving me like arranged marriage, and Nigerian people do that because her and her husband have no chemistry, and they didn't live together. They were long distance. Their whole relationship, they were long distance. They didn't live together before getting married. I feel like he's basically just a sperm donor for her. And every time he's around her, it seems like she's annoyed and she just dismisses him. Like, after she talked about the appointment that they have, she was just like, okay, I got to finish my beat. Bye. Like, she just dismissed him. Like, he's just there to serve a purpose of being this image that she's trying to portray, somebody that's married but not like really in love. And were you about to say something? I'm sorry.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And Sheree's crab boil, those crabs were dry. They were dry. And I can't remember if it was season 1 or season 2. I do remember Sheree's having a crab boil in the earlier seasons, because I remember Giselle and one of Giselle's friends came to help her,
You know
and she
what?
got upset and kicked Giselle out the party.
Because Cal went upstairs. That was season
Oh
one.
yeah. That was first episode. Like
when he was telling Sharice he could fix her wig.
Yeah.
Yes. So I do think that this is something annual. We just haven't seen it because we haven't
No, I
seen
believe it is
that much
annual. What I'm
issues.
saying is that it just based off of the
Look.
whole thing that she had. When you have something constantly, let's say every year, annually, whatever, usually you elevate it. You don't just keep doing it. So maybe
Yeah.
she could have had it at a different venue. Maybe she could have had it. Wouldn't
I
just
think
be.
it's.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say I think it was because it was raining. Because the last one that she had from like season 1 or season 2, it was an outside event. So maybe she had to put it inside the house because it was raining that day.
That don't mean that rain don't stop the inside of a closed event. But I get it. I know you want to be gracious, so I get it.
And
Anything
then
else? I got some more callers in the queue, Tawana.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that Sharice was giving drunk Lisa Wu at that party when she was banging on the table. That's it. I'm ready for the reunion, but
Me
I'll
too.
talk to you guys next week.
Okay.
Thank you,
Tawana. Okay. Thank you for calling.
Bye.
All right. Have a good night. All right. Our next caller is going to be Kyra. Hey, Kyra. How are you?
Hello, lovely people. I'm well. How about y'all?
We
Doing
good.
good.
It's Sunday, you know, we get to the end. You know,
We're getting in. We're getting on this boring Potomac episode. Jesus Christ.
be fine. Okay. Go ahead.
You guys are absolutely right. Obviously, a lot of people have said that Kiana should have been a full-time housewife. She's giving business. She's giving fashion. She's giving. I'm an independent person, but I still have my crew. You know, she's giving it to me. Nneka, I can understand if since she is in-house counsel, maybe her company doesn't want her to talk about it. But that means I need you to have the home, not this turnkey situation you got. You know, I need you to explain. Like, I don't even know. Do we even know how her and her husband met? It is kind of wild to me when you think about how little we know of her. And she's a full-time housewife. And Tawana's absolutely right. Like, they're newlyweds. We should be learning a lot more about them. And it does kind of feel like a setup marriage because it is kind of interesting that they never lived together. She was in LA. And you haven't been together. I think you haven't really been married for a full year, and you're like rushing to have kids, and like which I get time and age, but it just something about it just don't taste right. Anyway, Robin and Candiace, I'm tired of it. They both have some faults, but I, like Danny, I am biased and I'm on Candiace's side. Also, I don't know if you guys saw Twitter, but there's a little conspiracy, and I always thought it was a little weird that the text message that they keep showing of Candiace saying, "Are you mad?" is on the 23rd, but on Twitter, when Candiace went off on Robin, it's on the 31st. And so they're saying like maybe Robin was distancing herself from Candiace because I feel like she knew she was about to drop her tea on her Patreon. So it's kind of weird if you're saying that she sent you this text message and you're sharing it, and that's why you're not friends. If this text message was before she even knew about the Juan situation. So I need to do a little more research on that, but that would be very interesting if you're acting like this text message is the reason why you showed this blogger, which Robin has been the pinnacle of she hates when the girls use the bloggers against each other. So I don't know why you would turn around. I don't care what reason. I don't care if you guys are mutual friends with this man. Or if they're a blogger, what reason do you have to share a private message when you have your own podcast, your own Patreon, and your own social media accounts?
Yeah.
There's nothing but nefarious intentions with that to me.
And probably because she's done it before and she continues to do it.
Ooh.
That's what I think.
Antonio. I didn't think about that one.
Really quickly, I will say this too, Kyra, because if you go back to the season with Wendy, you know, when they were talking about her husband, she did make a comment and she made it seem like it was normal and okay that they communicate and have messages, get stuff sent to them all the time from bloggers, which I mean, I'm sure they do. You know, I mean, on this show, that's kind of how they've had all these rumors. So I'm not surprised that she's doing that. I mean, she also brought the little speaker last year. I think, you know, Robin has always been this way, honestly. And this is kind of coming out, especially when she uses the fact that she's hurt. But I mean, realistically, I think she's always been doing this. I think she's actually a very, you know, conniving lady behind the scenes.
But see, okay, because me and you are here. I think she's very conniving. I just think she doesn't have the charisma to be the head BIC in charge of the Mean Girls. Giselle has the charisma. Robin does not, which is why she has to be the sidekick, but she's just as nasty. She doesn't have the, you know, the spunk, because we see, oh girl, she always just looks so lifeless. Oh God. But you're absolutely right. I just feel like I always thought it. I just thought she was just like too lazy to like actually be engaging back and forth and more so being the person who just receives stuff, and her and Giselle use it on the show, which I always get tired of them acting like they don't care about social media. Because the fact of the matter is, Giselle, when they used to have blogs, Giselle used to stay on her blog. And also Giselle used to stay on Twitter too. And then Giselle and Robin are the main ones who are always bringing something on social media onto the show, which means you are paying attention to it.
Yeah.
But I know we got a cue. But yeah, that Heifer and me and Jacqueline was definitely set up. So I'm sorry. How does Jacqueline already know this is why me is upset and so she's been talking about in therapy?
Yeah.
I believe some of the story, but with Mia, there's always 10 plus question marks behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But thank you.
All right, thank you, Cairo. Okay. I'm sure we'll see you Wednesday on our finale, child. We got one more for that too. All right. Good night, Cairo. All right. Our next caller is going. I am not. You already know who I'm talking about. You need to get it.
I just saw it fell out.
I just saw this person backstage. Hold on. All right. Hey, Brittany, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm doing good. What you got for us tonight?
So, again, I agree with everybody when it comes to Jacqueline and Mia. I think that the situation did happen, but that conversation already happened. I feel like we just watched kind of like a rehashing of a talk that they already had, because how did Jacqueline go from Mia's evil to now you already knew why she was mad at you? If you knew that, there's no way you'd call her evil. Like, that doesn't really make any sense. So I feel like they already had the conversation, and Jacqueline was kind of like pretending to still be mad and acting like it was their first time talking. It wasn't. And they both already admitted last season that they were setting things up for the show. So I don't think that's true at all. When it comes to the Candiace and Robin situation, I'm like 95% sure I know who they're talking about, because I believe he used to have a YouTube channel, if I'm correct.
You're on.
Oh, you don't want to answer?
I don't want
the person.
Say, I just don't. I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it. I'm gonna let you guys see. I know you're actually. I think you're correct. You're on to it.
Okay.
You have a YouTube channel. Yes.
Because if that's the case, I had to stop following that person because he was constantly trashing Candiace online and Wendy. Those are the only two housewives he was constantly trashing, and it started when they fell out with Robin. And every time he would say something, especially online on Twitter, he would always claim, oh, well, you guys just wait and see what happens, wait and see. And he always claimed to know something more.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. I'm still friends with this person, in a sense. So, but that's not how I know. I just, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then I do understand why Candiace is mad, because I was like, this guy, like, it was just weird. Like, he would never talk about anybody else, just those two. And I always found it to be weird, to the point where I was like, okay, I can't follow him anymore because it's just too much. And he's always implying that he knows something. So when this appeared in tonight's episode, I was like, oh, so he does. Like, it just clicked automatically. And if that's the case, then Robin is a hypocrite. You can't, this entire time, you weaponize social media, okay, but you're feeding information to somebody who then goes on social media and attacks the people that you're fighting with. It's the same thing. It's just you're not saying it yourself, And then even with their conversation, it's like, I feel like it's so annoying because they're not going far enough. Like, Robin, fine, you're mad, but why isn't anybody saying, hey, Candiace, why are you saying this? You know what I mean? Because it all goes back to Giselle. Well, Giselle's sitting right there, so why isn't anybody like asking Giselle any questions? Like, hey, Giselle, did you do something? What's going on here? Like, I just don't get it. Because in order for Robin to be a friend, then that means Giselle is wrong. Well, if Giselle is wrong, then why isn't anybody telling her that she's wrong? She's sitting right there. Do you know what I mean? So it's like there's this elephant in the room that nobody is talking about. So it feels like we're kind of just going around in circles, but they're not actually talking about anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just frustrating. And then they're all like, Charisse is there. Okay, Charisse, aren't you gonna like turn and ask Giselle something? Ashley wants to butt into this conversation, but again, Ashley, why aren't you asking Giselle any questions? Like, it just doesn't this conversation never makes sense when Giselle is sitting right there. If it's her fault, why isn't anybody blaming her? It just doesn't really make sense to me.
At all.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The conversation is tiring, to be honest. That's all. That's what I like. It's tiring. And at first I was like, dang, they should have got first chair. I see why they didn't get it, because even production at some point realized this is boring. And that's why they didn't put them up there for first chair. So you have anything else for us, Brittany?
No. It was not much happening anyway.
you guys will find out all of that, who and stuff like that, blah blah. I see some people in the comments asking questions. I mean, some of y'all are, y'all barking up the right tree. Keep climbing, you'll get there. But we're gonna find out too, because if it's not revealed throughout the season, it's definitely revealed at the reunion. I know that for a fact. And so with that, I'm gonna let you go. Okay, Brittany.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Brittany. All right, our next caller is a very special guest, I'm assuming. Y'all let him have his moment. It's the grand dame of the lean.
It's the grand dame of the lean. Yeah. I had to come on here.
Can you tell us why you wearing that crown first?
Okay. Well, there was a recent cash trip where we had a scavenger hunt type of deal, and a winner would be crowned the most worldwide and highest paid in SEC. And I have my sash. Unlike Nneka, who got it just off some BS, I earned my name. But no, I'm calling in a few things on the episode because there really wasn't much going on.
I would say that it's great to have,
Antonio.
The former highest paid and the current highest paid.
But no, yeah.
So y'all, this is the drama.
So when it comes to Kiana, every time she pops up on scene, I don't understand the choice production made. Like, what was it that made them go with Nneka? Because she's not appealing. Like, from a viewer standpoint, there's nothing going on that's interesting for me. Giselle, I would say this season has been so lackluster to me that I think Giselle's scene with her daughters has probably been the best thing that I have seen this entire season. And I can't stand Giselle, but I mean, it was good to see. We're going to see it again next year. I won't be moved next year, but I won't be moved next year. But it was cute to see, it go on this year. I really called in regards to, I know I said in the text earlier when we were chatting about it that Robin was a hypocrite. And I'm going to take that back because, yes, she was showing a blogger, but from how she explained it on Watch What Happens Live, it was their friend. And he didn't take it and plaster it all on the internet for us to start forming opinions. Like, Robin's well within her right to not be dealing with Candiace. So I don't think that she would have needed to use that for any type of.
But also, Sammy, she did say though on Watch, she did say that it was a mutual, because Chris had called the blogger and said something, right. Then I think from what she said, the blogger then took it, I thought, and provided the information to others because they were saying on the phone call information, was being shared with a text message, so on and so forth. So
okay, so see, I didn't know that. I thought she was just saying she was showing the blogger based on what Chris was saying. This is why me and Candiace aren't speaking. Yeah, that's what I thought. So if that was the case, I don't find fault with her because she's just showing a friend like this is why we fell out. He didn't take it and blast it all online like they accused Monique of doing. Yeah. Like Robin has proved herself to be hypocritical several reasons since Monique has left, but this particular point in the case, how she explained it last night on Watch What Happens Live, I wouldn't hold that against her.
She wrong.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm not gonna hold it against her. Another thing about Kiana, I'm not mad at her for telling Candiace that she kind of feels a way that they didn't check on her. Y'all brought me into this group. The first scene we had with her was with them, and they were explaining how they weren't in the best place with these girls. So you take me on a trip with these girls. I'm sick as hell, and y'all not checking on me. The first one to come check on me is greasy ass Giselle. I mean, I get it. We know next week they're gonna let the girl get slammed to the floor, and they're gonna stand there and watch. So she probably sensed early on that they didn't really have her back the way that she's gonna be having theirs. And lastly, we can get rid of Ashley. We can wrap her up and send her on. She don't even need a bow. She just needs to go. Like, Ashley is pointless. She's a complete annoying. Like, she wants to continue to enter herself with things that don't have anything to do with her. Between her and Giselle and the ghost producing, it's just not fun to watch. Like, I'm sick of them too. And I know we'll never get rid of Giselle. Honestly, at this point, I would take Charisse back into the fold if we Ashley out.
No.
I'm sick of Ashley. I'm sick of Ashley. I'm that sick of Ashley. I'm that sick of her. Charisse, we gonna get her full of that unseasoned crab and champagne, and she gonna give us a show. Ashley gonna sit there and just be in the way. She's in the way. She need to take that dry curl and go and just go for it.
Okay, Sam.
But
we got
that's
one more
all I got.
We appreciate you for gracing us with your presence on this show tonight. Y'all know y'all can find Sammy on Married to Medicine panel tomorrow and next Tuesday, and for the Real Housewives in New Jersey when that starts in like 2 months. So you can find him on those panels as well. And congratulations, Sammy. You know you did well or whatever.
Thank you.
Or whatever.
Same time, next place next year.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you, Sam.
All right, our last caller for tonight is going to be. Ooh, is that what that sounds? Okay, hold on now. You have to get that together, Lisa. I can't. I hear myself. Turn one of them audios off. You there?
You there?
I ain't got nothing but my phone.
Oh. Yeah, I'm about to let you.
Yeah, I'm about to let you out, baby.
You got. There's a whatever you're listening to the show on is picking up the audio into your microphone. So we're hearing myself twice, and that could be great, but it could also be really bad. So yeah, give me the real of all Potomac gross. Let me see. I'm gonna try one more time. Did you get it resolved? No, Lisa, it's not working. It's echoing, and so I'm gonna have to let you go. You have to call in next Monday, okay? It ain't much to talk about anyway. So we thank you for calling in and trying, okay? All right, y'all. Well, listen, with that being said, we thank y'all for watching. There was like over 130 of y'all up in here. A lot of y'all from Twitter, which is great. I love to see that because we're active on Twitter, but we could be a little better. But it's great to see that y'all are watching from Twitter as well as YouTube. YouTube is the reason why we're here. So shout out to y'all, Facebook and Instagram as well. Like this video. We have, again, 2 more episodes. Next week's episode should be interesting. We don't see the fight for real, but we see something. I'm sure to give us some talking points. Antonio and Danny, thank you. To our callers, Lisa, Brittany, Kyra, Tawana, and the Grand Dame, highest paid worldwide, Sammy, came in today. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all tomorrow for Married to Medicine or Wednesday for Beverly Hills. And yeah, y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for watching, okay? Peace.